Hey, Kyle. Just wondering, where are you at the moment? I'm surprised you're not back home from work by now. It's 10 o'clock. Where in the world are you in right now?
An hour later.
Hey, stop ignoring my message. How could you dare? Unbelievable. You even haven't seen my messages? I've been sending you messages non-stop since I got home. Hold on. Did you mute our chat to avoid any interruptions? Oh, please don't tell me you're with another woman. It's hard to believe you're being unfaithful, even when you don't have money. Anyway, please get back home immediately. I have yet to have dinner. Return home and prepare dinner for me.
I won't go home today. Let's have dinner alone.
What? What did you just say? You will return home tonight? How could you say that? You must prepare meals for me. Who do you think earns more money?
It's you, Zoe. I know your salary is higher than mine. Stop talking about things like that.
You know, don't you?
I'm tired when you always keep saying the same thing over again. It's like a record stuck on repeat. All I can say is that you're right. Anything you say is always right.
So why are you acting this way? It seems like you're unaware of your place. Let me make it clear. You know what? If I didn't marry you, I could have married someone richer and with a higher social status. And you wouldn't be living in a nice house like this. You wouldn't be living the life you have now. So you should remember all that.
I know it, Zoe.
Why are you showing me a bad attitude? If you know where you stand, please be more aware of how you act. Why did I get home before you when you should make dinner and wait at home? Can you explain that to me? You don't earn a lot, so that's all you must do. You may not be great as a husband, but at least help with chores at home.
You say that a lot. You always look down on me. Do you think you're really better than me?
What? Are you questioning my abilities? It's unbelievable. You should brace yourself.
Brace me for what?
If I kick you out of this house, you won't have a place to stay. Your stable life will disappear. Without me, you're nothing. I'm the one who supports your life financially, even if you don't want to admit it.
You're right. I can't afford our current rent on my own. I also know you pay more than half of our living expenses. But you know what? My salary is not that low. I also have a savings account. You should stop talking about me being lower class.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you just don't want to admit it. It's easy to understand. Why pay? Someone like you, who isn't as quick or happy in their work, has no choice but to keep supporting someone with a better job like me. Understood? You ignorant moron. Come home soon and make dinner for me immediately.
Don't talk to me like that. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear the same stuff from you all the time. Do you know how hurtful I am when you say such abusive words? I'm leaving because I can't take your yelling anymore.
What? I don't understand what you mean. Did you even think before you say that? You want to leave me? You're too old to do such childish things.
I'm not leaving home. I've got the divorce papers ready. I'll leave it on the table tomorrow. When you get home, please sign it.
Divorce? Are you losing your mind? How could you say that to me?
Yes, I told you. I can't be with you any longer. Your abusive words are too much for me to bear. What you're doing is emotional harassment, a kind of mental abuse. I really want you to stop this marriage life.
You really left me, huh? Seriously, that's hard to believe. You're even saying I'm morally harassing you, aren't you? Please, stop talking nonsense. I'm so hungry. Hurry up and come back home quickly.
I already said I won't return home. I'm going to start divorce proceedings. I can't suffer from this marriage any longer.
How silly you are. Where are you going once you leave this house? An incompetent worker like you with a low salary won't probably be able to make it without me.
I lived alone before we got married, and I was content with this lifestyle. However, things got hard for me in the first 2 years after our marriage.
What are you talking about? You can't say you had a tough time. You should be grateful to live with me.
I can't tolerate these hurtful words anymore. How can I be happy with that?
I don't care about your happiness and all that stuff. Just come home quickly and buy me something to eat. I've been telling you for an hour that I'm hungry.
How many times do I need to emphasize that I'm not going home tonight? I think you're smart enough to understand what I'm saying.
You're really frustrating me. It's almost reaching my limit. I'll be very angry if you don't come home right away. Let me tell you, I'm still willing to forgive you for now, so please come home immediately. Just apologize to me sincerely. If you can't do that, we'll have to get a divorce.
Okay, let's do that. I'm going to start divorce proceedings. You should think about your actions and apologize to me instead. You were having an affair. How confident can a cheater be?
An affair?
Don't act as if you don't know anything. It's obvious. You often go with your lover after work. You even lied to me to go out and meet him. You didn't care if I found out, did you?
Stop talking nonsense. How can you hurt me without any evidence? That's what upsets me.
Evidence. If you want, I will show you.
What? You must be joking. There's no way you have evidence.
Oh, yes. I've suspected this for a long time, and I often head to your company after work. Finally, I figured it out.
No way. Are you even suspicious of your wife?
I've told this before. I might not make as much money as you, Zoe, but I also have a job. I don't struggle financially. By the way, I do have evidence of your affair. Let's prepare for the divorce. I'll see you in the court.
Please, calm down. If you want a divorce for alimony, I'll give you $10,000. Is that sufficient? I can give you the money right away if you want, so let's not make this a serious matter. Please come home quickly. We can't get divorced. I don't want you to regret this decision. You should think of our parents. How will they feel when they hear this news?
It's because you might find it hard to tell your parents, right? Your parents seem to care a lot about what others think, don't they, Zoe? Since you are a divorced woman because of her affair, they will disown you.
I won't let them do such things. As I already said, we won't get a divorce.
Why? You mentioned we would get a divorce. You even said that when I go, our marriage ends. Now you got what you wished for. I won't live in that house anymore. I don't have many stuff there anyway. I will return home tomorrow to get my belongings and give you the divorce papers I signed.
No way. How dare you do that? Come on, Kyle. I'll forgive you if you give me an apology. The truth is, you don't truly want a divorce, right? Be honest with yourself and come home. Otherwise, it'll be too late to fix things.
Well, it's already too late. I've already told everything to your parents. Your boss may also know everything between us.
My boss? What do you mean? What did you tell them?
The evidence of you having an affair. Photos of you and your lover. I sent it to your boss and your parents' house.
What are you saying? Are you trying to threaten me?
No, that's not. I just think that's what I should do. Your parents deserve to know the truth.
What on earth are you saying? Hold on, I don't get it.
You do understand, of course. The photos are sent to the places they're supposed to be sent to. This means you can't avoid paying alimony.
Hold on, just give me a moment. What can I do to stop you? I don't want to end things in this way.
I don't think you can do anything right now. As it comes to this point, I'll go as far as I can. If you try to do anything, it will be useless.
Hey, Kyle, please hold on for a moment. This isn't the Kyle I'm familiar with, the one I'm married to. Now, let's take a deep breath and think it over. Remember times when we went through difficulties together?
Everything is over. You are no longer the Zoe I once loved. Think of what you have done to me. Insulting me and even having an affair. You've been treating me like I'm foolish and worthless for a long time. I will never forgive you either. I may wonder how disappointed your parents may feel when they find out.
Please, just tell them it's just a misunderstanding. My mother won't be able to handle that shot.
Give me an acceptable reason to do so. No, right? Because it's the truth.
You might be correct, but I've already said sorry many times. Please forgive me, Kyle. I'm begging you to forgive me.
Actually, you haven't apologized at all. Not even once.
All right. I'm sorry, Kyle. Is that apology enough, then?
Do you really think your apology is enough? For all the disgusting things you did, no matter how many times you apologize, I won't change my mind.
What? You just made me apologize for nothing. You wasted my time.
You may think anyway.
Come on, Kyle. I said I'm sorry. Can we forget it all and refresh things? We've experienced the highs and lows of our relationship. We've been doing well, haven't we? If you demand money, I'll give you money. So,
It's not about the money, you know. Since we got married, I haven't felt good at all. I've been unhappy ever since you started having an affair a year ago. Not a single day has been happy.
I'm really sorry, Kyle. I promise to do better from now on.
It's too late, Zoe. I've already thought about divorce and made enough preparations. It's not about money or stuff. You had an affair with your boss at your workplace. Your colleagues also knew that. I'm not sure how your career will go. From now on, I'm done with you. If you need anything, please contact my lawyer. I'll send you his contact information. So, good luck with that. Goodbye.
Please, Kyle, please reply my messages.
After that, Zoe kept waiting for Kyle to return home, but he never did. Her love affair was exposed to her family and coworkers. She lost her leadership position and any chances of getting promoted. Her career, which she had built for several years, was gone. Finally, she was fired. Now she is working temporarily in a clothing store, with a salary 5 times lower than her old salary. Her lover also broke up with her. Her parents are still very angry and won't let her return home. With nobody on her side, she felt miserable and lonely. She couldn't afford her expensive apartment anymore, so she had to move to a cheaper place next month. As for Kyle, he moved to a cheaper apartment, but he's pleased with his life now.
Hey, Cleo. Sorry to bother you, but I can't contact my husband. He hasn't answered my calls. Do you know if he's busy right now?
Hi, Alice. If you're looking for your husband, please wait a minute. I'll check his schedule. Oh, the director is out to lunch right now. I believe he will be back within the hour. Is there something urgent? Shall I tell him to call you back immediately?
Oh, I hadn't realized he was eating right now. No, I don't want to interrupt him. He doesn't need to get back to me. It's all right. Do you by any chance know roughly what time he's going to be leaving the office today?
Sure, madam. He doesn't have anything special on his schedule after lunch. I believe he could go home at any time this afternoon.
That's great to hear. Today is our son's birthday. I was worried he might have to work late today. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case.
Oh, can you tell him happy birthday for me? Your son are so cute.
Of course I will. If you like, why don't you join us for dinner tonight? Peter has taken such a liking to you. He really loves you. If you were to come, I know he would be really happy to see you.
That's so nice of you to invite me. But I'm not part of the family. I would hate to intrude on something as special as a birthday. This is something for you all to share and enjoy. I don't want to get in the way. But please give him my best wishes.
Honestly, you really wouldn't be intruding. Don't worry about it. We would still love to have you here.
I'll be sure to send a present home with the director. He likes the Flash stuff right now, doesn't he? From that show all the kids are watching? If he has anything else he has taken an interest to, please let me know. I know kids find new things to love all the time. I'd like to get him something he will really enjoy.
Cleo, you're too kind. You really don't have to put that much thought into it, though. You honestly don't need to get him anything at all.
No, Alice, I would really like to get him something. Your family is always so good to me. It is the least I could do. I would really like to get him something for his party.
Well, if you say so. Thank you, Cleo. You've been an absolute blessing to my husband. You take such good care of him at work. You really don't have to do anything for our son. You already do so much.
That's nice of you to say, but birthdays are special. Especially when being young. It makes me happy to do something special for him.
You're so good to us. If you really feel that way, then we will be happy to accept a gift from you. Thank you so much for everything.
It's my pleasure, Alice. Also, the director has just returned from lunch. He's walking into the office now. I'll remind him about the birthday celebration for you. I'm sure he won't be late.
Thank you, Cleo. That would be great. You really should join us for dinner sometime soon.
I would love to. Thank you very much. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you.
Have a great day, Alice.
Bye, Cleo. Hey, Cleo. I wanted to say thank you for the present you sent my son. He absolutely loves it.
I'm really glad to hear that. There are so many different kinds to choose from. I wasn't sure which one he would like the best. So I went ahead and got a few different ones. I hope they aren't taking up too much space or making a mess.
He has plenty of space in his room. And he plays with his toys in there. So don't worry. But it looks like you liked your gift the best. He's playing with them every day.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. I'm glad he likes them. The director told me that your son really loves the belt from the costume. I think they use it to transform or something in cartoon.
Yes, he loves it. Every day, he runs through the house transforming into the Flash. I can hardly get him to stop to go to bed. I think it's definitely his favorite. I don't really know much about the shows he is watching these days. I always struggle with picking out a good present for him. I'm glad you found something he likes.
I am glad to hear that.
You always seem to know exactly what to do. You can pick the perfect gifts every time. Even though you're still single.
Oh, I have some nieces and nephews. They are all around the same age as your son. So I always know what's popular now.
I see. And if you are free, why don't you join us for dinner tonight? Don't you have any other plans, right?
I mean, I don't have any plans, but are you sure?
I would love to have you here. I want to thank you for how much you take care of our family. And I know my son would love to see you. I'm sure he will want to show you the costume you bought for him.
If you say so, I'll come.
Great. I should keep in mind when planning the menu. Are there any foods you don't like, or do you have any allergies?
Oh, not at all. Anything is fine. I like everything. I appreciate you asking, but you really don't have to worry about me.
And you don't need to bring anything with you. We've received so many gifts and goodies lately. We have everything we need. We just want you to come and enjoy some time together.
Yeah, it's so nice of you to say so.
I need to take care of for dinner, so I will talk to you soon. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Me too.
Thank you for joining us last night. We had a really great time. I hope you did too.
I had a wonderful time too. Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun and I enjoyed spending some time with your son.
I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday. But don't you want to get married? Have you put much thought into it?
I don't think about it. It's just that I am very busy with work. I think it would be better if I waited till I wasn't so busy all the time.
Well, if you get married, it won't really matter anymore, right? You won't know until you try. I think it must be a little bit lonely to spend all your time working. I don't think that's very good for a young lady like yourself. And besides, if you keep putting it off, I think it will get hard for you to find someone to marry. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but more and more of them get caught every day. You know what I mean? You're already 32. You've got to think about your future. If you don't get married soon, it will be hard for you to have children.
I do think I want to have children of my own someday, but I have my nieces and nephews.
Your sister and you are two different people. Just because they have kids doesn't mean you do. Trust me on that.
I just worry that if I get busy with my own life and children of my own, I won't be able to help her when she needs me, and I really want to focus on my career right now.
I don't mean to be rude, but is there anything in life more important to a woman than finding love? You're a great secretary. You do a wonderful job. But isn't it kind of a young person's job? Do you really want to do that forever? Why don't you think about moving on to something else like a family? Give that job to another young girl or something. I know a lot of great men. I could introduce you to all of them.
Okay, I'll think about that. I have to get back to work now, Alice.
All right, bye-bye. Cleo. Pick up the phone now. I knew it. Can't believe you did that to me.
What? What's wrong, Alice? I don't get what you're saying.
You're having an affair with my husband.
What? Hold on.
Don't act like you don't know. I kept thinking that something was strange. I knew something was off about you. You are 32 now and not married. Not even wanting to meet anyone. Always say things like I'm too busy with my job. Now I know that's your only excuse. I should have known earlier.
Just a moment. There must be some kind of misunderstanding. I have no idea what you are talking about.
I don't think so. There is nothing to misunderstand at all. You're sleeping with my husband. I've had a gut feeling for some time. There has been something suspicious about everything from the beginning. I know why you didn't want me to introduce you to anyone. Because you've already found someone.
No, that's not it. You need to calm down.
How dare you? I'm as calm as I can be. You hussy, don't you feel even the least bit bad about it?
You're mistaken, Alice.
Shut up! I demand that you break things off with my husband at once.
I don't know what else to say. I promise that you really are mistaken. I'm just your husband's secretary. That's all. Nothing more. We have no other relationship. Whatever you are thinking, it just isn't the case.
You think I am mistake? He's been coming home late so often lately. He never used to come home late. That's a huge red flag. I can't believe I didn't see it. It's because he's been meeting you. He's been spending his time with you. So explain to me just how I'm mistaken?
Of course, we do meet up sometimes outside of work. I don't deny that. But sorry, Alice. The director is my uncle.
Excuse me? Are you insane? I have never once heard that. How is that possible? Have never even heard about him having brothers or sisters?
Please hear me out. I promise you that I am not lying to you.
It's a bit strange that I don't know about his siblings. Why wouldn't he tell me? So tell me, why did you become his secretary? How did that come about? You were looking to catch yourself a wealthy man, weren't you? Even if you can fool my husband, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. I've seen it happen to other women before. Well, it isn't happening to me.
Please listen to me, Alice. I can explain everything if you will just listen.
I don't need to hear any excuses from a thief caught in the act. You know what? For trying to steal my husband, you'll get fired.
What?
I'll repeat. You'll get fired.
Please just wait a moment. Give me a chance. I understand that you're very upset. But if you jump straight to firing me, there will be a problem.
Having you around is the biggest problem. Your exist is a problem for me. You have got to go.
I'm so sorry you feel that way. I wish you would let me explain.
Oh, I think I shouldn't get you fired. I should sue you to the court. I want you out of my life as soon as possible. I want you to disappear from our lives forever.
Please don't be so hasty. I'm sure the director, I mean your husband, will be able to explain.
I don't need to hear anything from that cheater. I don't want to hear another word about any of this from either one of you.
I see. If that is what you really want, then go ahead. You can sue me.
Do you know what you're saying? If I sue you, you have zero chance of winning. You understand that, right?
The truth is the truth. And I have done nothing wrong. I have told you that he's my uncle. It's nothing more than that.
You sound so confident. I'll make you regret trying to steal my husband.
I'm confident because I'm telling the truth.
Shut up! After what you've done, you will be fired.
I understand. If you like that, I'll leave the company tomorrow. Today will have been my last day. Hopefully, that can help me earn your trust again.
What? I will never trust you again. Cleo! You need to get back to work now.
What? Don't you forget getting me fired?
Yeah, but I don't care. You need to show up right now. My husband is so angry. He's so upset when he knew you had left. He already shouted at me. I've never seen him like this before.
Well, maybe that is for the best.
What are you talking about? He's furious right now. He said the only way this will end well is if you come back to work. He was very serious when he said it.
Well, I don't care. I got a new job now. I don't need to get back my old company.
Please, Cleo. My husband scolded me a lot. He said without you, he couldn't manage to work properly. You are the best secretary for him.
You know what? I am certainly that I'll never come back. And I don't want to say anything to you.
Please, Cleo. I know I'm wrong. I'm wrong when I thought you cheated with my husband. My husband confirmed with me that you are his niece.
Alice, now you know the truth. But you need to know one more thing. That I actually don't like men.
What? Are you lesbian?
Yeah, so that's impossible for me to date your husband.
Why didn't you say that at first?
Did you really let me explain to you? You accused me without considering my words. So now, everything is clear. Just stop here.
Wait, Cleo. Wait!
After that, Alice tried to contact me a lot of times, but I blocked her number then. That's kind of annoying. Without me, the director really faced the huge problem in managing the timetable. Because of that, he decided to divorce with Alice. Then Alice just got a small amount of money and a car after the divorce. She should need to learn a lesson from all she did.
Hey, Kane. I heard the message you left on my answering machine. What do you mean you want to split up? What's up with you?
It makes no difference what's going on. I'm just informing you that we're splitting up. It's over. Who cares about the reasons?
Of course, I'm concerned. We recently got engaged. You just met my folks. Then you decide to split up? Of course, I want to know what's going on.
It's because of this.
Huh?
If you really want to know, I'll tell you. It's because we went to your parents' place. Being there made me realize that I needed to end my relationship with you.
I don't get it. What made you want to call off our engagement after meeting my parents?
Your parents are a bunch of jerks. Duh!
What?
You described growing up in a rural area. But I never imagined it was that far away. You have no neighbors. It took me 7 hours to get there in all. Every time we visit, I don't want to drive 4 hours after a 4-hour plane flight. It's absurd!
Wait, what? So it's all about the distance?
That's not everything. Everyone speaks with a Midwest accent. I scarcely understand what they're saying. That isn't proper English.
Kane, your English is perfect.
Anyway, it's simply too backwards for me. I've lived my entire life in the city, and I just can't stand it. If we got married, I'd have to travel to yokel country every year. I'm not going to put myself through that.
That's not fair, Kane. My mom and brothers greeted you warmly. Because it's so far away, they even stated we didn't have to come every year.
Quit talking! No way! You just aren't good enough for me.
Huh?
Come on, now. Take a look at my house. For Pete's sake, it's called Millionaire's Row. We're from different classes. We shouldn't be together.
Kane, how stupid can you be? You consider yourself sophisticated because you live in a city?
Not to think. I am aware of that. I was born and raised here. New York! New York! I'm a true city boy. In contrast to you. So forget about the engagement. You're a level higher if you marry someone more. Maybe a cousin?
That's okay. After hearing all of that, I'm not sure I want to marry you. The engagement is over. Please don't contact me again.
Why would I want to chat to a country bumpkin? You look so cool kicking butt at work, and you managed to keep your accent hidden. It was disgusting. I should have recorded myself and displayed it to everyone in the office.
You know what the worst part about dating a coworker is? Having to put up with immature, dumb ex-partners. All right. As a result, we'll be coworkers in the same office from now on. Simply stay in your lane and don't bother me.
Doris. I believe you have heard from your supervisor, but I'd like to inform you as well. I'm leaving. I'm going to be married. I'll be departing at the end of this month. Thank you so much for everything.
I just heard. Congratulations. I had no idea you were dating someone.
Actually, he prefers to keep it a secret, but I'm going to tell you anyway because you're my coworker's sister. In sales, I'm marrying Kane.
What?
So, please don't think of me as your sister any longer. Consider me the lady Kane chose over you. Doris, I really appreciate it. Kane and I met because you got dumped by him. So thank you for getting dumped. Ha ha ha.
Wait. Wait a second. So you knew I was dating Kane? We didn't inform anyone at work.
Of course I knew. Kane told me explicitly, stupid.
Sorry if this is too direct, but you should not marry Kane. Kane and I recently broke up last month. He's not the kind to date for a month and then commit like that.
Oh, Doris. I believe you're perplexed. I didn't say we were only together for a month.
Huh?
You're as slow as a cow, exactly like Kane said. You're a bumpkin stereotype. I've been with Kane for a year.
Please excuse me?
I knew he was with you, and I also knew about the engagement. But what can I say? I fell in love with him. So I was with him anyway, even if I was only his second girlfriend after you. Doris, you and some others blew it. It's the single nicest thing that has ever occurred to me. I can finally marry the man I adore.
No. It can't be. So he had been cheating on me for a year? With a girl in the same office?
Kane is the team's leading salesperson. And you're renowned as the office's best worker. I felt I'd never have a chance because it appeared like a perfect match. But Kane chose me in the end.
I suppose so. I had no idea things would turn out this way.
Doris, I learned about you from Kane. You're from nowhere, it stinks like cow excrement, and when you go back home, you talk with a strange hillbilly accent. I can't believe I admired a redneck hick like you. I assumed you were from the city, like I am. How disheartening.
What difference does it make where I'm from?
Of course, where you come from is essential. A rustic pumpkin is never going to be elegant. You know, you can't purchase taste or class. Those are characteristics that you are born with.
So you think snatching a colleague's fiancé is classy? Are you a sophisticated city girl?
Completely. Born in New York and raised in New York. Tribeca is where I grew up. Do you even understand what that implies in terms of my background?
Isn't this a wealthy neighborhood?
Very wealthy. There is someone for everyone. Growing up in such surroundings, they grew up with elegance and class.
Perhaps you were born in a Tribeca ditch. That would be appropriate for your personality.
Huh? You're from a backwards place, and you're going to mock me? Do you believe a farmer can talk to me like that? I'm sure you sent a horse to school.
Do you believe that coming from the rural is inferior? You're the one who is backwards.
That is why you aren't a good fit for Kane. A rustic redneck is unfit to marry Kane, a smart city lad. So, please go out of the city where you clearly do not belong and leave us to our glamorous lives.
You're the one leaving. You'll need a snob.
What?
Oh, no. My language is being influenced by my conversation with a scumbag. I probably shouldn't be talking about ditch babies too much.
What?
So, I'm afraid I'll have to let you go. Congratulations on your scumbag marriage. I doubt either of you will have a glamorous city future, but best of luck with everything.
Doris! Emergency! Help! The corporation has decided to relocate Kane to Minnesota.
Oh! Congratulations. I suppose you'll be going with him when you retire and marry. I hope you two had a good time in Minnesota.
I'm not going to appreciate life in the country.
That could be correct. It will shortly begin to snow. The winters there are brutal. Please take care of yourself.
No! You mentioned that I was on my way out yesterday. Were you aware of this?
I wouldn't say I was aware. I believe I had a hunch.
What do you mean by a hunch? How did you find out about the relocation? Why would they do something like this? Kane has the most impressive sales statistics. Why is he being deported to the outback? It's illogical.
You two are the ones who are illogical.
Huh?
People are judged and labeled as classy or inferior based on where they were born or grew up. I can't believe people think like that.
But it's correct. We are from the never-sleeping city. It's the world's business center.
You are aware that many New Yorkers come from outside the city. Our company employs more than half of its workforce from outside of the state.
What is the main point? The pumpkin can be taken out of the country, but the country cannot be taken out of the pumpkin. They are simply low-wage employees who have to relocate to the city in order to find job.
Right. Can you say that in front of the company's president? He is originally from Minnesota.
What?
He is, indeed, from Minnesota. You didn't realize that? Kansas is the state of the vice president. In addition, I believe the senior managing director is from Nebraska.
Isn't anyone from New York?
In high management, no. So I have a question for you. What is a sophisticated city girl doing working for such a deplorable, outdated company? The managers are all country bumpkins who moved to the city in search of work. Oh, and you may not realize that because you're from here, but our company has several groups that meet based on their location. Minnesota Mixer and Kansas Club are two examples.
What? That is something I've never heard of.
We actually had a Minnesota Mixer the other day. The president personally showed up.
Did you inform the president about me?
I wasn't required to inform him. He was well aware.
What?
Lonnie, news spreads quickly in the country. He'd heard through the grapevine that I'd brought Kane to meet my folks. He appears to have a friend who lives near my parents' home.
What the heck is going on? That's insane.
I'm aware. But that's the thing about country folk, we're all connected by chance. The president was so pleased for us that he paid for everyone's dinner in honor of our engagement. Then Kane called off the engagement. I felt terrible about the whole incident, so I had to apologize to everyone and inform them that the wedding had been canceled.
Everyone? Even the president?
Yes, of course. He was irritated since he is quite proud of his rustic country origins. So I had a feeling he'd do something like this.
We were sent to Minnesota solely for that purpose.
Just look it up for a time and you'll be allowed to return. Consider it a personal development journey.
The issue is that we can't return immediately away. It's the longest relocation order in the company's history. 5 years. Doris, he told us not to return for 5 years.
What?
How will we survive? We were both born and reared in the city. We can't live in some uneducated rural hick town in Minnesota.
You'll be all right, Lonnie. Grab a Juicy Lucy and some cheese curds and the time will fly by, don't you think? Best wishes to you both.
No! What kind of wedding gift is this? My life is ruined.
Please, Doris. Come along with me while I relocate. Of course, as my wife.
Huh?
You're my only option. Doris, marry me.
What's the matter with you? You have a sophisticated, classy, and attractive Tribeca City girl, don't you?
Lonnie abandoned me. She refused to relocate to the middle of nowhere, so she dumped me.
Oh. You don't say anything.
I'm going to have to go it alone. I've never shoveled snow, and their accents seem foreign to me. Doris, you're the only one who can help me. You're the only person who can help me get through this.
That is not my concern. The president directed you to relocate, not me.
But Doris, I recently completed my first Zoom meeting with the Minnesota office. And they're all aware of what transpired between us. I'm screwed if I show up without you.
You've got to be kidding.
I was speaking with one of the men at the Minnesota office. Your grandfather is apparently a large landowner in that area. They know I went there after the engagement to meet your folks. So they continue to congratulate me on our marriage.
Word spreads quickly. I know it'll be difficult, but please inform everyone about what happened and tell them that I have nothing to do with you anymore.
How am I going to go about doing that? They'll have lunch with me. They're all friendly to me since they think I'm marrying into a wealthy family. Even the branch manager is looking down on me.
Oh, I believe the branch manager is acquainted with my grandfather.
I'm not going to be able to tell them all what happened. Please, please, please marry me. I need to make this a reality or I'll be in big danger.
As I already stated, it is not my concern. Stop attempting to entangle me in this. Remember how we broke up?
Doris, don't be so chilly. I know you want to spend time with me. Come back to me and stop acting tough. This time I'll marry you for real.
Aw.
Please get married to me. I can't go to that office without you.
I can't. In fact, I'm already married.
Give me a minute.
Our engagement ended the moment I told my mom. And she quickly matched me with her friend's son. He, too, lives in the metropolis.
What? So you got married to him? Already?
Yeah. He never dismisses my family. He understands the advantages and disadvantages of city and country living. He's also a lot of fun to be around. Oh, and he finds my accent endearing.
Okay, I see. I'll never mock people from the countryside. I'm not going to giggle at your accent anymore. So just don't desert me.
You're the one who dumped me. Don't play the victim.
Doris, so you're going to abandon me in Minnesota for 5 years? 5 years away from the city. That's longer than the Olympics.
Who told you you'd be back at headquarters in 5 years?
What do you mean?
I heard you'll be transferred from regional office to regional office after Minnesota. From Kentucky to Iowa.
What?
Officially, it's because your sales numbers are excellent, despite your heinous personality. So it's to enhance sales in the regional offices.
What about unofficially?
I'd say retaliation for disrespecting good-natured country folk.
This cannot be happening.
You'll be all right. Country living is lovely. Kane, enjoy the slow life. Bye. The story of our engagement being called off, as well as Kane's numerous obscenities directed at people from the country, eventually traveled through the rumor mill. As a result, everyone at the regional office in Minnesota was naturally disappointed to see him. They've been hostile and critical of his every move at work. I'm not sure if Lonnie is aware of any of this. But, speaking of Lonnie, she discovered that growing up in Tribeca was a bit of a stretch. She slept in a friend's apartment for a month, according to a coworker, and has been talking about growing up there ever since.
Sophie, I think I drove by your place earlier today. I was dropping off the kids on my way home. Your house is the one with those stunning tiger statues by the gate, right?
Hi, Vicky. Yeah, that's my place. I would have invited you in, but unfortunately, I was at work at the time.
No worries. Maybe next time, if I'm around, I could swing by for a tour.
That would be great!
By the way, your house is absolutely beautiful. What does your husband do for a living? You're quite lucky to have such a wealthy husband earning millions or even billions, right?
Oh, not really. He just has a regular office job.
Maybe he comes from a wealthy family then. I'm just curious considering the size of your house. I hope you don't mind me asking these questions.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Speaking of money, the last time we crossed paths at the Pite, I couldn't help but notice your impressive high-end pieces of jewelry. Those deer earrings are particularly striking.
Oh, really? I didn't think they were that noticeable. I had intended to opt for simpler, more understated pieces for the tea event. I didn't want to give the wrong impression to the teachers or other parents, but I appreciate the compliment.
Well, that's just the truth. You looked absolutely stunning. Anyway, let's get down to it. Where do you manage to secure so much money? How do you generate such income? Does your husband have a profitable side venture, or perhaps he invests wisely in stocks? Or did you both hit the jackpot in the lottery?
I'm not quite sure how to respond to that. We're not really that rich, you know.
Oh dear, I hope I'm not prying too much. I didn't intend to give you that impression. I was just genuinely curious.
No, it's okay.
Oh, darling, do you really think I'm prying too much?
Well, it feels overly inquisitive.
As I mentioned, I'm just curious. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So, spill the beans. Where does all the money come from?
Honestly, Vicky, I feel uncomfortable discussing this now. I don't think our relationship is close enough for such open talks about personal finances. Can we talk about something else instead?
No need to worry. It's completely normal. I discuss it with the other moms all the time. They don't mind at all. Or is it that you don't want to talk to me?
No, I never said that. It would be great to get to know you better. But discussing finances right away seems impolite and strange, don't you think?
Oh, come on. Don't get mad. I'm just posing a straightforward question here. There's no need for you to feel stressed about it.
I assure you, I'm not getting mad. I simply find it a bit tactless, as I mentioned before.
Oh, I understand now. I was merely interested in getting to know you better. You see, differing opinions on what is impolite or tactless are quite common. Not everyone shares the same viewpoint.
Absolutely. I can comprehend that. We all have distinct values and perspectives.
Exactly. So what seems to be the issue? Discussing personal finances is a regular topic among my friends. Why does it bother you? You are the only one avoiding the topic. In fact, I believe that in today's world, women should be more open about such matters. It's about looking out for one another, don't you think? All I want is to be friends. Is that such a terrible thing? Anyway, I think we should plan to hang out sometime soon.
That sounds nice.
We actually share quite a few common interests, you know.
Do we?
Are our eldest children the same age and in the same class?
Yes, that's correct.
Both our daughters are into arts and crafts, right?
Yes, they both enjoy it.
And you have a part-time job, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I have one too. I was surprised when I heard about your job. I thought with a rich husband you wouldn't need to work. Anyway, my point is that us both having a part-time job is also something we have in common, right?
Well, my job is more than just a pastime. It's quite demanding. Actually, I work full-time, not part-time. I'm not sure where you got that information. Anyway, let's consider our next steps. Perhaps we can take things slowly and gradually develop our friendship.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it. Then I'll see you at your house this weekend.
Wait, this weekend, what are you referring to?
Oh my goodness, did I mention how much I love creamy garlic shrimp pasta? It would be fantastic if you could make that for me and the kids. They'll love it.
Creamy garlic shrimp pasta? The kids? Hold on a minute here. You want me to prepare a meal for you? And the kids?
Oh, you'd be okay with that?
Wow, that sounds amazing. You do realize that you've basically invited yourself to our house, right? I haven't even extended an invitation.
But how can we build a friendship if we don't spend time together?
Well, yes, but...
And didn't you mention wanting to be friends?
Well, I couldn't remember saying those words, but...
Oh, it's all about the syntax. I understand what you meant, silly.
Okay. But this weekend is too last minute. It's already Friday, and I don't have enough time to prepare shrimp pasta.
Okay, so how about Sunday around noon?
I don't think you've been paying attention to what I've been saying.
We'll skip breakfast to make plenty of space for the creamy shrimp pasta. Uh-huh.
Oh my, is this really happening? You're coming over with the children this weekend?
Oh, aren't you thrilled?
Well, fine, whatever. So, Sunday at 12:00 p.m., okay?
By the way, do you know about the seafood market down the street from the preschool? You can get the ingredients there. They have the best seafood, especially shrimp. Oh, my mouth is starting to water just thinking about it.
Hold on. Are you seriously making plans for me and my family without my consent? Vicky? Good evening, Melody. I apologize for reaching out to you at this late hour. I hope it's not inconvenient. I have something on my mind and was wondering if I could discuss it with you. If now isn't a good time, I'll contact you later.
Hi, Sophie. It's good to hear from you. Oh, no. I have free time right now. No need to worry about the timing. What's wrong?
Well, it's about Vicky. I've noticed there have been gatherings with the other moms that I've had to miss due to work commitments. I find it hard to communicate with Vicky, and I'm not sure how to approach it.
Yeah, we noticed you're quite a workaholic. But don't worry, we all understand. There are frequent school events and parents' dinners, so I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunities for you to join us.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, you mentioned having an issue with Vicky? Oh dear, what has she done now?
It's just that she's gone ahead and arranged to come over to my place this Saturday. She took the liberty of scheduling a visit to my place this Sunday, even though I didn't extend an invitation and wasn't keen on the idea. She imposed herself and brought her children along without any prior discussion. It was an uncomfortable situation, especially since I don't know her well enough to outright refuse. Our daughters attend the same preschool, and I'm hesitant to risk any negative repercussions, but I just don't know what to do. I remembered you mentioning that your daughter is friends with hers, and I wanted to seek your advice.
Yes, they're friends, but unfortunately, her mother is not someone I appreciate. I can't believe she's now showing interest in you. What I mean is, she's not the kind of person you want to associate with. If you take my advice, you should keep your distance from her.
What kind of person is she? Should I avoid her?
Oh, yeah. She's someone you do not want to get to know.
She began to inquire about my personal finances recently. She unexpectedly drove past my house, and I'm not sure what prompted her to do that. She started off giving me backhanded compliments on my house. Then she began questioning me about my husband's job and the source of my income. It was quite surprising, to be honest.
Oh dear, that's so typical of her. It seems like she's solely interested in money. Absolutely, that's all she ever talks about.
Really? What do you mean? She doesn't seem like she needs financial help or anything, though.
Even though she doesn't appear to be in need of financial assistance, she's always been like that. Ever since I've known her, she has tried to ingratiate herself with people who seem well off, attempting to extract money from them.
What? But why would she do that to someone she just met? That's extortion.
Yes, it's quite appalling, isn't it?
So, are you saying there are others who have been targeted like me?
Well, I've heard some stories. I've spoken to other moms who came to me in tears because of her. To be honest, I've been scammed by her too.
No way! What happened?
I've tried to sever all contact with her since then, but it's challenging when our children all attend the same nursery.
So, she managed to influence you as well. How much did she demand? And what happened exactly?
In my situation, she accused me of damaging one of her crystals. She invited herself to my house, much like your experience. She expressed her intention to showcase a couple of crystals from her collection. Upon laying them out on the table for me to see, I accidentally knocked one over while getting up to use the bathroom. It was then shattered on the floor. I was surprised since I thought crystals were sturdier. Despite apologizing and suggesting she shouldn't have placed it on the edge, she insisted it was my responsibility. I believe she intentionally set it up for me to knock it over. She demanded that I cover the cost of a new one. She even threatened to involve a lawyer friend before allowing me to discuss the matter. It was a genuine accident, but she was adamant about me paying for it. Just recalling the incident makes me frustrated all over again.
Oh my, I'm so sorry to hear all of this.
Do you know the amount she asked for? $1,000? I was like $1,000 for a crystal?
Yeah, that's absurd.
Honestly, I attempted to stand my ground with her, but she wouldn't budge. Eventually, it drained my energy, and I just gave up.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's why I'm confiding in you. She's trouble.
Believe me, she won't pull that on me or anyone else again. I'll ensure it. I swear I'll do whatever it takes to bring her down.
What do you mean? I think you might be underestimating her cunning. Be cautious when dealing with her.
Oh no, no! Trust me, it'll be okay.
Sophie, what on earth did you do to me? Do you honestly believe you can escape the consequences of this? After what you just did to me?
Excuse me? I'm completely unaware of what you're referring to. You abruptly left my house in a fit of anger an hour ago, and now you're texting me out of nowhere. I'm the one in need of an explanation here.
I left because I had to think about what you did to me. You physically abused me.
Excuse me. Are you really going to claim I physically harmed you? Because I have no recollection of doing anything like that.
How drunk were you to not remember any of this? You pushed me so forcefully that I fell, hit your kitchen table, and broke my wrist.
Oh, really now?
Yes, it's definitely broken. I have to involve the authorities. I'm going to file a report against you.
Do you think that's truly necessary?
Well, yes. Your behavior towards me was incredibly violent. Maybe you should consider seeing a therapist to address your anger issues. My wrist. Oh, it's in so much pain.
If you're so worried about your wrist, why not go to the hospital? Why involve the police?
Because I need to report your violent behavior. The authorities need to be aware of your actions. Your wealthy husband might leave you because of this.
What are you talking about? Violence? I'm completely sober. You're well aware I only had a glass of red wine. And I only had it because it complemented the pasta I specially made for you. By the way, did you find it delicious? You never commented on it. I put so much effort into it, and it's disheartening that you didn't acknowledge it.
Forget about the food. Don't you remember? Do you think the police will believe that?
I've assured you I'm sober and willing to take a breathalyzer test to prove it.
Oh, they still won't believe you. They might assume you recently became sober.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's involve the authorities.
Well, my dear, feeling quite generous tonight. I could let you off the hook if you're interested.
Oh, what do you mean?
There's a way we could resolve this matter privately between us.
Really now?
Yeah, it's not a substantial amount, but how about you compensate me with some cash, and we can put this behind us?
I knew it, you deceitful person.
Excuse me.
You're planning to swindle money from me all along.
Hey, is that the way to speak to me after your violent attack? Show some remorse, will you? This is all your fault, you know?
My fault? Explain exactly how this is my fault, then. I already told you. I didn't do anything. You're the one feigning an injury just to extort some quick cash.
How dare you? Just because you can't recall it doesn't absolve you from responsibility? Sounds like you wouldn't mind if I involved the police, right?
Not at all. Feel free.
Consider the consequences, though. Think about how your husband will react. He'll outright divorce you, and you could end up leaving that luxurious house you're living in. Oh, I'd love to witness that. I'll need front row seats for that drama.
So, let me clarify. You're intending to claim you were a victim of a violent attack.
It's not a false claim, but if I go through with it, you'll be the one facing serious trouble. I was trying to settle it quietly for $5,000, but you won't accept. I could ask for more, but since we're newfound friends, I thought that amount was fair.
How does $5,000 justify any of this? You don't even need that much for a broken wrist.
And how would you know? Here's the deal. It's either the police or the money. You choose. In fact, cash will be absolutely fine by me, too.
Oh, I see. Well, let me share something you've been anticipating. I am a lawyer. My job involves putting conniving, deceitful, and heartless criminals behind bars. That's my forte, you could say.
Wait, what? You're not a lawyer. Quit playing around. I'm still going to sue you anyway.
Are you sure you want to involve the police and pursue legal action over a false accusation? Go ahead, take the risk. I double dare you. Oh, you suddenly got quiet there. Changing your mind, perhaps? Are you reconsidering your statement now?
Well.
By the way, I should mention that the impressive house you seem to envy, I purchased it with my money. It's registered under my name, and it's entirely my property.
Wait, it's yours.
Absolutely. It's mine. Like I said, I'm a lawyer. Does that piece of information make more sense now? Also, just to clarify, when I mentioned my husband having a regular office job, that was the truth. It appears you assumed that everything I possess was acquired using my husband's money. However, that assumption is incorrect. I manage my own law firm and a team of employees. I can easily delegate one of my associates to handle this case since it doesn't warrant my personal attention. I don't have time for trivial matters like this. My team is more than capable of handling it effectively.
So, you really are a lawyer, huh? Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Why should I? There's no obligation for me to disclose my occupation earlier, and I see no reason to share information with you now. The only positive aspect of engaging in this conversation is that, amidst my busy schedule, I am sure my friends are protected from someone like you, a criminal.
A criminal? I'm not a criminal. You must be joking.
Come on, you are? What else do you call someone who deceives and extorts money from people?
What? No, I would never even think of doing that.
I have evidence that proves you've been extorting money from several people in our neighborhood.
I think there's a misunderstanding. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, fine. I won't involve the police then. If you claim you're a lawyer, I'll let it slide, okay?
What? You're saying you'll let me off? Well, that's generous of you, isn't it?
Let's face it, we both played a part here, right? I might have been too aggressive with my words. And you were at fault for not mentioning you were a lawyer before I got all worked up. Shall we call it a truce?
Look at the change in tone here. But it's a bit too late now. I'm considering filing a lawsuit against you. You'll find out where you belong soon enough. Certainly not in a nice house like mine, that's for sure. No, I think a jail cell suits you better.
Sophie, darling, listen. You're scaring me now. This has to be some kind of bad joke, right? You can't be serious about all that.
You act like you know me so well, but you just make me furious. I have a strong dislike for people like you in life, who are selfish, deceitful, and manipulative. I've chosen to do what I do to keep individuals like you away from society and make the world a better place. In fact, this is the reason I do what I do.
That's not who I am at all. You've completely misunderstood my intentions.
You mentioned earlier that you broke your wrist. Aren't you supposed to be in a lot of pain right now? Shouldn't you be heading to the hospital? What happened to that situation?
Well, I just checked, and everything seems fine now. Haha.
Didn't you accuse me of attacking you?
I don't recall.
Did you claim that I broke your wrist?
Oh, did I? I don't remember. It seems to be perfectly fine now. I'm completely recovered, darling. No need to worry about it. Trust me, I'm not concerned.
I was aware from the beginning that your assertion was untrue. I never even touched you, let alone pushed you.
Oh, did I mention that? My mistake?
Anyway, Vicky, you need to return all the items you took from my house. I'm certain you took them. It's called theft.
What? Me? Steal? I would never do such a thing.
I've heard about your cunning and underhanded methods of taking others' possessions. I'm familiar with your tricks. In fact, I have a compelling video from my home security camera that captures you in the act. You were caught taking my diamond bracelet. I have irrefutable evidence of your actions.
No, that can't be me. I never intended to take anything from you. It must have accidentally ended up in my bag. You know, these things can happen, right?
It's too late now. I'm afraid I have no choice but to report you to the police.
Oh, no, Sophie. Wait, please. Now that seems a bit excessive, don't you think? Hey, what if I reimburse you for the bracelet? How about $500?
Oh, $500? You attempted to deceive me for $5,000, and you're only suggesting $500? I'm curious about how much money you've tricked other women out of. I'll ensure that you repay all of their money as well.
Wait, you're going to report me for all the other incidents too? But this is just between us, right? You must keep this to ourselves.
I have no intention of backing down now. You'll be dealing with the police soon. Don't assume you can escape consequences. You criminal. Goodbye for now and forever. I carried out my warning and reported Vicky to the police on behalf of all women who had suffered because of her. The total amount involved was a significant $5,000, which happened to be the exact sum she had requested from me. Shortly afterward, the police arrested Vicky on charges of extortion. After that, her husband learned about the situation and promptly filed for a divorce. Since the incident, no one dares to interact with Vicky, and it seems like our neighborhood has finally regained a sense of peace. Let's hope that troublesome individual never reappears in our community.